Hi, everybody. This is Trish Pellin from the Sacred Summit, and I'm talking to Michele Cempaka. Is that how I say your last name?
Cempaka.
Oh, that sounds really fancy. Where does that originate from?
It's from when I got married to my Balinese husband. They give you a name of a flower usually.
Oh,
So you
beautiful.
don't take their last name, they give you the name of like a random flower, which is interesting. Yeah.
Wow, there you go. I've learned something here today. I'm getting married, so I was a Palmer and getting married to a Pellin. So I don't think it's an amazing flower, to be honest. So I really like your story, okay, Dale? So you're going to be talking at the Sacred Summit about how to channel messages from your spirit guide. Tell me a little bit more about that.
Well, I've been doing this work for professionally for 15 years, but I've been an empath since I was 4 years old, so
Oh,
I've had these gifts for many, many years. And the thing is that when people quiet their mind and they allow themselves to go within, it's really not that hard to channel our spirit guides and get
mhm.
messages. It really isn't. And it's all about intention and really just making the space for that to occur in your life
Do
so
you
that
feel
you
that some people just go too far into the logical side rather than the feeling, knowing side? Like, is that how I explain that? Like,
Yes,
it's
yes. I think that's a good question. Yes, absolutely. I think people nowadays, they're inundated with all kinds of information and stimuli, and they're cut off from their intuitive mind.
mm,
Absolutely. And
hmm
so that's why it's hard for them to access um, their spirit guides. But it's not that hard to learn. It's really easy, and
And
it's just about calming your mind.
well,
Yeah.
just the other day, I was down at like literally yesterday, I was down at the Leisure and Aquatic Centre here in Ballarat, and I was sitting in the spa just chilling out, and they've got this area that looks out onto a garden. So it's like all glass and it looks out onto a garden, but it's obviously not very well kept. And as I was sitting there imagining away, I was like, wouldn't it be beautiful if you could have that garden and soundproof all the walls and just have the sounds of nature in there, and you could go in there at any time. There's no phones allowed, no talking allowed. You just have to sit one with the nature space. Like,
Absolutely.
be one with the universe. Be bored, if that's what you want to call it.
I love it. I love it.
How cool would that be? Like, to
Awesome. I love it. I love that idea.
because I even find sometimes, like I myself, when I'm tuning and things like that, like if I do it at like in the office, I'm constantly going, oh, I need to get that done. And have you sent out that email? And have you done the filing, etc. Like we're constantly like wired in these days, aren't we?
Yes, yes. I think most people are.
And how do
Um,
you approach people to like break that down and go into these new habits as such?
well, you just gave a great example. I mean, to be connected to nature,
Hmm
this is like back to basics, coming back to basics, and really allowing ourselves to walk barefoot on
Oh,
the beach or walk barefoot outside in the forest.
on the
Just the
grass.
other day, I was with friends and we went out for the new moon, and we were
Oh.
lying on the beach and looking at the stars, and I felt my breath slowing down. So utilizing the breath as a tool to get out of the monkey mind and slow down and really come back into this present moment, because the reason why people aren't connecting to their higher self or connecting to their helping spirits is because they're out here in the future, or they're thinking about the past. They're not in their bodies and they're not in the present moment.
And do you
So
believe that's what's affecting our current generation with anxieties and depressions and things like that? Yeah, yeah,
absolutely, absolutely. And
yeah.
all the video games, because
Oh,
that's constant stimulation, right? And
hmm
it's affecting the neurons in the brain, and it's always firing off those synapses, and there's no ability to calm the mind.
mm.
So it's actually these kinds of things that are causing people to get disconnected.
Yeah. And I must admit, I have to wonder how the future's going to go if we don't start disconnecting our minds and just calming it, like just shh. life. You don't have to constantly be doing something. Like, even doing nothing means that you're doing something, and resting is doing something.
Yes, absolutely. I love that. I love how you
Mm.
put that. Absolutely.
So you mentioned before, when we were off camera, that you did a podcast. Tell me about that.
Yeah, I have a podcast called Embodying Your Higher Self Tools for Living Consciously.
Oh,
And
yes.
I'm always having different guests on who share tips and how we can connect to our higher self, how we can live more consciously. So that's the whole theme of the podcast.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful. I love that. Like, it gives me the shivers knowing that we can actually connect all over the world these days and, network with each other. I remember when I was a child, I come from a very small country town. And when I was a child, my mother used to call me a witch. She went, "You're a witch, Trish. There's something wrong with you." you know but you were kids. We didn't have mobile phones. Like, we'd ring 2 times from the public phone to get mum to come pick us up because there was no way to communicate otherwise. And I love the fact that we have this connection thing that we can do these days to network with more embodied people. Like, this is fantastic. And you're in what city were you in again?
I'm in Merida right now. I'm in Merida, Mexico. So,
Mexico. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm in North America, and I used to live in Bali, Indonesia for 19 years, and that's where I did
Oh,
pretty much all of my training in that
yeah.
19 years that I was living there. It was
Oh,
pretty incredible.
it would have been amazing, absolutely amazing. I hope to get there one day for a holiday. I really do. Like, stupid COVID ruins everything.
Oh, I know. I
COVID's
know.
the one person that came to the party, and it was like, really,
Yes.
really.
Well, Mexico doesn't have that. There are
Oh,
no mandates. You can literally fly into Mexico without even getting a PCR test.
oh, wow,
Mhm.
wow, far out. Gosh, I haven't even looked up what Australia is at the moment because we were going to Vegas, and then they went, no, you can't go, and then they're like, yes, you can go, and we're changing the rules. I was like, no, just leave it till 2023, bugger it. Like, yeah. So thank you so much for having this quick chat with us today. I know it's like 10 o'clock at night over there and it's lunchtime over here. So please get some rest, and we will see you at the Sacred Summit. And for everybody that wants to tune in, Michelle will be talking about how to talk to your spirit guides and helping you out. So bring your questions and ask her. Like, she's got the training, she's got the experience. Lay it on her. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Trish.
Thanks everybody for joining in. We'll catch you in the future. Bye bye.
Bye.